Hey, let's get it, man. So, the Public Safety Minister of Canada had a leaked audio, and Pierre Poilievre calls him out on it. I'm trying to find this leaked audio right now so I can put this up on my channel. And again, this is how they get caught because they lie so much. And the Liberal Party of Canada has currency when it comes to us, right? Like, it's wild. Hold on, let me post this on X here. Let's see. This is why I would never vote Liberal ever in life. Ever, ever, ever. Right? He got caught for lying. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. Let's copy that. And all right, so here we go. So I'm just looking for the audio. Hold on. Oh, okay. I think this is it here. The lady posted it. I'm just going to have to play what the lady has. So it's about Canada's gun buyback program because they want to take Canadians' guns away. You understand what I mean? So anyway, let me see if I can find this here before I play this here. Okay, so let's play this here.
Hey guys, it's Tracy and it is Sunday. I am coming to you today with some audio clips of the minister talking about the impending announcement on Tuesday where they will be launching the confiscation buyback program.
Okay.
I'm going to overlay the audio onto this video, so hopefully you're able to hear it. I'm going to give it a try. It is a little difficult to set up and I'm trying to find my own because
okay, let's get it.
It's Sunday. The buyback of this coming.
I'm going to tell you something else.
Okay, here he goes.
That are out of our control. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something else. You may not be happy with it. We're launching the gun buyback on Tuesday. Yeah. We're not adding anything to it. Okay?
So he says they're not adding anything to it, but it will be launching on Tuesday. Now he's going to go on to talk about how it's voluntary. He's going to discuss deactivation, compensation. There will be no compensation for parts. And he admits that gun owners are going to lose money. So let's continue.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going to mute up.
And I thought it was voluntary. It is voluntary. So let me ask you this. Yeah. So if it's a voluntary buyback. Yeah. Some people call it confiscation. Yeah. So I have a couple of options. My option is to go have it deactivated at my cost. You'll get compensation for that. Okay, so I'll get compensation for deactivation. So I basically have a firearm that would never be able to be used again. So basically a warning. Okay. 2 is to turn it into the federal government. Yeah. Or whatever agency. Yeah, who's collecting? Is there ought to be a collection agency as well? Right? Yeah. Right. For what compensation? So what's written in? So let's say one of my ARs. They're going to be. I don't recall the value. I think it's around $1,200. Yeah. Somewhere about there. But I have receipts where I purchased it at a far greater cost. And I have other receipts for maybe I've changed the bolt carrier group or a trigger and things like this. There's no compensation for that. No, not for that. We're just saying, this is the blanket, what you're getting. It's not a flat fee though, it's not a flat compensation, right? It's not like it's $400, it's every model. They make a model has a dollar value. Yes, exactly. So like my SIG, and 400, I think it's around $1,200. Yeah. But I paid like $2,400 for it, or 2,200, let's say. So I'm still losing money.
Probably, right?
Probably.
The idea is...
So there you have it. You will be losing money on this stuff, and he doesn't seem to really care about that. We're going to skip ahead here. So this person talking to the minister is pretty upset about the cost of his firearms and how he's going to be losing money. And the minister offers to pay him personally for what he's out.
Are running around at TPS, and every police force in Canada is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, in prosecuting people, investigating people that are on the legal side.
I get it.
If I look at a piece of paper going to my gun range, I can do 5 years in prison for a piece of paper. These guys, I hate to say it with your catch and release policies, these guys are caught, right? Might spend a couple days in jail.
He agrees.
Get a bail hearing, I know they don't. But you're taking stuff away from people that aren't the problem. So what's the third option? So I deactivate, I turn them in. What's the third option?
Third option is you don't do either.
And? What does that make me become?
Then it's up to the local police.
So then what's that make me become?
Yeah.
What's that? A criminal?
If police enforce it, yes.
Well, of course the police are going to enforce it. Because you're going to mandate.
Well, it's already in the criminal, it's there.
It's already written in the criminal code.
Yeah. So
you're saying is if I don't deactivate or return them at a loss, I'm going to be
in your case, whatever your losses, you tell me, I'll personally.
It's not the point.
No,
Hey, man, don't shoot a gift horse in the mouth. He's going to pay for your firearms. Like, I don't know. But I get it. Gary struggles because he doesn't know a lot about the file because he's not an expert. Here, he'll tell you himself.
Right. I have to say, whoever that conservative guy was when you're in the house and you reverse enroll it. Yeah,
that was bad. I know that. I know. But it's 3 weeks on the job, man. I've never.
What do you know about the system now? If you don't mind me asking.
I know a lot more. I'm
stuff.
not an expert on this, right? I'm not an expert.
No,
so I understand.
No, you're definitely not an expert, Gary. Okay, we're going to flip ahead here. He's going to talk about the pilot project where they're going to start doing the confiscations in Cape Breton. Let's give that a listen. Sorry.
Or suicide. Absolutely, it happens. And it happens, doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. Whether it's a van, whether it's a firearm, whether it's a knife. People with mental health issues will do things. Yeah. But you're going to roll out this confiscation, I'm going to call it, on Tuesday, like you said. And what's the timeline?
It's a pilot in where is it? Cape Breton, right?
Okay.
And then
that police force said yes to it. Yeah. The OPP said no.
Yeah.
Toronto Police said no.
Toronto Police hasn't said anything yet.
So they're still looking for partners to help them, but as you know, Cape Breton has signed on to a deal. I'm going to flip. Whoops, I've gone too far here. Yeah. So I'm going to flip to this part here where the minister talks about, look, at this point, he just wants to get it done. Going forward, things will be different. They'll work on bail reforms and stuff. So here you go.
So, as the Minister of Public Safety, what do you think may have done better? I mean, it's being rolled out anyway.
Look, I'll tell you, if I were to redo this from the beginning, like I'm picking up where it was left off. Right? And
but you have the power to roll back.
But this is the mandate I was given by Carney to complete this.
Because you guys look like fools rolling, like stepping back.
And not revisit this.
Sure.
That's my objective, right? Just to put an end to this and move on with other additional criminal justice tools, including on bail, including on, increasing penalties for people who have illegal and unlicensed firearms. So a range of things that we're already going to be doing. But this is just not new.
So did you hear that? If he had it to do all over again, he admits he inherited a shitty Trudeau-era policy. And if he had it to do all over again, he would focus on criminals with illegal guns. But we're not there, are we? Instead, you're focusing on us. It's the lack of self-awareness here is incredible.
Right? The legal
he's
gun
going to
owner.
go on to talk about the only reason they're doing it is because it was a campaign promise.
So now we can get to question period. Hold on. So there's a little bit of this guy's leaked audio. You could hear it. Let's go to question period here.
Leader of the opposition.
Here we go.
En libérant les criminels.
The Liberals are setting criminals free.
Yes, they are.
They're wasting money.
And time.
They are targeting sports shooters and recreational shooters who abide by the law. The Liberals have increased firearm-related crime by 30%. That we already knew. Yet the Minister of Public Safety accidentally revealed the truth and was recorded doing so. He said that confiscating the firearms of law-abiding firearm owners was a waste of money. Does the Prime Minister agree with his minister?
Merci pour la question.
Thank you for the question.
Mr. Speaker, on Sunday I had a conversation with an individual that I've known for many years who recorded it without my knowledge and had it leaked to a gun lobbyist. In that conversation, Mr. Speaker, the subject
Dude, you
of
said
the
it. You got
assault-style
caught.
firearms buyback compensation
caught.
program was discussed. In trying to
caught.
address
Another liberal lie.
in trying to address this issue, Mr. Speaker, the individual's frustration, my comments were misguided. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, it's important to have the program in place is what Canadians are looking for. And I do want to note that the Leader of the Opposition has voted against every single gun measure.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
By freeing rampant gun criminals and wasting billions of dollars of police and border resources targeting law-abiding, licensed, trained and tested firearms owners, this government has overseen a 130% increase in violent gun crime. But over the weekend, the Minister of Public Safety accidentally told the truth, and he was recorded doing it. He said that the gun grab is not worth the money, that it will go over budget, and it would be better just to lock up the criminals, but that they're going ahead with the bad policy because it's good politics. Does the Prime Minister agree?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, it's a good thing there's a recording of it so that Canadians can have a look for themselves. Let me be very clear, Mr. Speaker. Canadians want responsible gun control. They wanted it in 1989 after a man killed 14 women at École Polytechnique. They wanted it after 6 people were murdered at the Quebec City mosque shooting. And they wanted it after the biggest mass shooting in our history, where a man opened fire and killed 22 people in Nova Scotia. Mr. Speaker, why are the Conservatives against keeping guns off our streets?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the minister said that his gun grab won't work, that it will go over budget, and that it would be better to lock up criminals, as Conservatives have been suggesting, but that they're going ahead with the gun grab anyway because the Prime Minister wants to pursue electoral politics. Electoral politics, Mr. Speaker. When a mother is hit with a stray bullet, or a police officer is murdered by a firearm, or a bullet flies into a child's bedroom as part of an extortion case, we don't have time for politics. So why is this minister caught on tape playing politics with guns?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, in order to have a real conversation about crime, we need to have a real conversation about guns. Canadians want responsible gun control, Mr. Speaker. They wanted it in 1989 after a man killed 14 women at École Polytechnique. They wanted it after 6 people were murdered at the Quebec City mosque shooting, and they wanted it after the biggest mass shooting in our history, where a man opened fire and killed 22 people in Nova Scotia. Mr. Speaker, why are the Conservatives against keeping guns off our streets, and why has this Leader of the Opposition voted against every single gun control measure that he has been in Parliament for?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
That minister did have a real conversation about guns. Unfortunately for him, he was caught on tape. Caught on tape admitting that the gun grab is a waste of money, caught on tape, admitting it would go over budget, caught on tape, admitting it would be better just to lock up the gun criminals who are actually doing the crime. Why is it that Liberals only tell the truth when they don't think anyone is listening?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, let me reiterate, it's actually a good thing that this conversation was caught on tape. And in fact...
Yeah, you were caught on tape.
It will counter every single claim that this leader of the
tape.
opposition is making. Let me be very clear, Mr. Speaker. Canadians want responsible gun control. We are in a position as a government, we committed to it during the last campaign, Mr. Speaker. Canadians gave us a mandate on April the 28th to ensure that we move forward on this program, and we look forward to its implementation.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker, while this government blocks criminal justice reforms that would lock up gun criminals, they want to go ahead and take nearly $1 billion away from border security and police officers to go after licensed, law-abiding, trained and tested hunters and sport shooters, a project that the OPP refuses to enforce. Numerous provincial governments have said they will not go ahead with. They've even had to ask Canada Post to go and collect these firearms. The minister himself has now admitted that it won't work. Why won't they drop the politics and save lives?
The Honourable Minister
how
of
come
Justice.
the Liberals elbows up, Brian? How come they won't save lives?
Mr. Speaker, if the member
How come they don't want to save lives?
is concerned about advancing legislation that's actually going to keep Canadians safe, he would work across the aisle with us as we seek to table legislation during this legislative sitting to ensure that violent repeat offenders are kept behind bars, to make sure the most serious offenders are actually facing stiffer penalties. But, Mr. Speaker, it is hard to accept criticism when it comes to keeping our community safe from gun violence from a member who for more than 2 decades has voted against the very specific measures.
Right? This is the elbows up crowd. Right? Put your elbows up. Huh? You mean elbows down. This is the elbows down crowd. It's the Liberal Party of Canada. It's elbows down. It's not elbows up. Elbows down. Let me go through some of this. Let me go through some of these Liberal elbows down crowd. What they got going on here. There's my video, but hold on. Where's the elbows down crowd? Oh, here's one.
And Prime Minister Modi seem to indicate a coalescing of the BRICS. Do you see anywhere in the next month, 2 months, any type of deal or backing down to a lower rate with India?
I would expect, like you saw it in Canada, right? The Carney got elected with this term "elbows up," meaning
You mean elbows
let's
down.
fight with America. They put on retaliatory tariffs. They were all bravado, and what happened? Their GDP negative 1.6%, unemployment rocketing towards 8%. And what did Carney just do? He just finally dropped his retaliatory tariffs. So I think what happens is,
this is what they've done. They put the elbows down. See, this is the elbows down crowd. Look.
Elbows up! Elbows up!
Remember these guys going to a Carney rally? The ignorant voters of Canada? They don't want change. Right? They don't want change. They want the same things to keep going on in Canada. High crime, high food prices. Owning a house is unattainable for the young generation, for the next generation. The jobs market. Canada is facing a deficit. And these people are to blame because they keep voting for the same thing. I got more crazy video to show you. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can get this here.
Elbows up. No.
There's the reasons why Canada's in the position that it's in today. Because they said, I'm going to put my elbows up and not get anything for my vote. Right, let's go, Mark. He has done nothing.
Elbows up. Elbows up. Elbows up.
This is the party of the slang.
Elbows up. Elbows up.
So yes, these are the people. It's their fault why Canada's in a bad position. Look, here's another elbows up boomer or elbows down boomer. Huh? G7 real GDP growth. United States plus 0.8%. France 0.3%. Japan 0.3%. UK 0.3%. Italy negative 1%. And Germany negative 3%. And Canada negative 4%. And they were saying elbows up. You mean elbows down? Yes. There's some other things going on here. All right. The same people. There was I gotta see if I can find it on I think it was in Montreal. Rebel News. Hold on. Okay, let's see. I think it's this one. I don't know where it's at, the video. He was in Montreal. I can't remember. Oh, it's so crazy. Like, look at this one. Look at this one. I gotta show you this one. This one is crazy too.
Supporters.
Get away.
Hey.
Get away from me.
What are you so angry about?
Get away from me.
Why is he so angry?
Go to Poilievre and interview him.
Are you Mark Carney supporters?
Get away.
Hey.
Get away from me.
What are you so angry about? Are you Mark Carney supporters?
Get away.
Hey.
Get away from me.
What are you so angry about? Why is he so angry?
Go to Poilievre and interview him.
Oh, I did earlier today, sir, actually. Yeah. Why are you so angry?
Because you're in our way.
It's not moving.
You're better off today than you were before. Give me a
Just
break.
trying to get to say something that would agree with your point of view.
All right, this is who they voted for because that's all they know. I think it was Montreal. I got to see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't think I can find it. I don't think it's here. Oh, man, I was looking for it, but it's not there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Unfortunately, I can't show you. I don't know where the video is. I'd have to scour through the videos. Look, elbows down. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Mark Carney rally. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but the point is, they lied. And so now Canada's feeling the brunt of it. They're feeling it every single day. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. There was a crazy, crazy video. The guy was just shaking his head like a zombie. I can't remember where it's at, guys. He said if Alberta leaves, they'll vote conservative. The vote liberal to keep the money flowing from the West. Yep. Carney is the better of the two assets. No, I don't think so. I respectfully disagree. I'm just looking for it, man. There is a video somewhere here, and David Menzies. Hold on. Shout out to David Menzies, but he went to a Mark Carney rally. And he was like asking people questions, and they were like zombies. It was so crazy. But I don't know where the video is. Maybe they took it down. I don't know. I don't want to scour through all of it. But it was just wild, man. But anyway, I guess I could just play the one that we just played, because it just shows you, like, the Mark Carney supporters, they're despicable human beings. They are very ignorant. Very, very ignorant. Maybe I might be able to find it. Mark Carney supporters. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. I don't know where the video is. I'm looking for it here, but I don't know where it's at. I'd have to scroll all the way down to do it, and I don't really want to do it. But they just ask him questions, and he's like, I don't know why. I don't know why. It's so crazy. Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but hopefully things will start to change. I mean, yeah, I don't know where it's at. It's a crazy, crazy video. I'm just looking right now, but I don't know if it was a protest or what, but we can just play that one. This one here.
Be there for your team with employee benefits, savings, and retirement plans from Canada Life.
Yum yum, good food. Yum 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 yum. Oh, what's this full feel?
Hey, look.
I can't control what you're saying, sir.
Pretty frustrated with this gotcha news, You're trying to get a soundbite for the far right. I mean, come on. You know what you're doing.
A soundbite for the far right? Yeah. What does that mean, sir? David Menzies for Rebel News here in Hamilton, Ontario. And folks, I'm at a Mark Carney rally.
Watch the supporters.
Mark Are they concerned at all about all these connections with the People's Republic of China? Let's check it out. Hey, folks, can I ask you if you're a Mark Carney supporter?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make the case for Mark Carney.
He's the only one capable of negotiating in this situation.
Okay, so he's the only one capable of negotiating in this situation. Guys, he's been in power for 6 months. There are still tariffs in Canada. So, sir, with the Canada hat on, you were wrong. Want to play that part again? So 6 months, and you were proven wrong.
So in the meantime, as we have this unseasonable snowstorm occurring, maybe we can speak to some of his supporters and find out if they can make the case for Mark Carney, and are they concerned at all about all these connections with the People's Republic of China. Let's check it out. Hey, folks, can I ask you if you're a Mark Carney supporter?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The case for Mark Carney.
He's the only one capable of negotiating in this situation.
Okay.
6 months, and it doesn't show you him being successful in this situation, does it? Does it? No, it doesn't. Let me give you some stats. Let me give you some stats before we continue. Let's see. Hold on, I'm just doing a search here. Well, they got a new poll here. They got a couple new polls here. So I'm gonna pull up a couple polls here. It's June. Okay, I think it's this one here. Now take a look at this. We're gonna look at an Accubus poll. Let's replace that here. Okay. Accubus data, our final poll of the campaign. So guys, it's always good to go back and look at the facts and stats, right? 40 turbulent days, Canada's 45th general election comes down to one simple question. Will voters choose the reassurance of Mark Carney's steady as she goes liberal reset, or Pierre Poilievre's promise after a decade of liberal rule? Question mark. What began in January as the lock for the Conservatives was upended by Justin Trudeau's resignation, Carney's lightning fast coronation, and Donald Trump's return to the White House with threats of annexation and trade war. Suddenly, change versus continuity became stability versus disruption. And the ballot box psychology flipped from scarcity-driven anger to precarity tinged caution. Now, just take a look at this. Direction of the country under the Liberals. Okay? Now, there's a stat here about older voters. Reducing the cost of living, dealing with Donald Trump and the impact of his decisions, 30%. Really? Making housing affordable, 20%. Growing the economy, 19%. But check this out. Most important factors when deciding vote by age. When you decide the vote by age, okay? So 18 to 29 is the dark green, 40%, reducing your cost of living. A little bit green, 30 to 44. Reducing the cost of living from 18 to 29 is 40%. 30 to 44, it is 51%. And 45 to 59, okay, is 53%. But guess what? 60 and over is only 38%. Dealing with Donald Trump and the impact of his decisions, let's do it in reverse order. 60 and over, 45%. 45 to 59, 32%. 20%, 30 to 44. And 18 to 29 is 18%. Remember, dealing with Donald Trump and the impact of his decisions. So around his age, 45%. Making housing more affordable, 35%, 18 to 29, 30 to 44, 25%, and 16%, 45 to 59. But guess what? 60 and over, 11%. So 60 plus making housing more affordable is 11%. They're not concerned. Growing the economy, 21%, but improving Canada's healthcare, 21%. Okay, let's continue on down here. It just goes to show you where the older boomers are. I don't think this is going by age here. Yeah, it's not going by age. Look at that. Vote intention by election frame. Dealing with Trump. Liberal Party, 58%. So what did you want? Did you want change? Or did you want Mark Carney to deal with Donald Trump even though he has 6 months of not dealing with Donald Trump? Imagine that. The Liberals didn't get what they voted for. They didn't get what they voted for. Look, like it's crazy. I think there was another age one here. Yeah, I think there was another one. Okay, so this was the central argument for the Liberals for Canada's 45th general election. Think how crazy this is. This is their argument. They are the only party that can stand up to Donald Trump and protect Canada. So in 6 months going on now, how's that working out? Canadians, fellow Americans, people around the world, how is the Liberals doing standing up to Donald Trump? He's in another fucking country and them trying to protect Canada. How is he doing? They will restore stability and competence in uncertain global times. They will take Canada in a bold new direction. They are focused on fairness and building a better future for everyone. They will be changed to Canada and restore the country's promise. They are the only party with a serious plan to make life more affordable. They're fighting for working people against elites and special interests, 6%. They will clean up corruption and fix a broken system. Crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Let's go to the Conservatives. Central argument for the Conservatives. They will take Canada in a bold new direction, 21%. They will be changed to Canada and restore the country's promise. They will clean up corruption and fix a broken system. They are the only party with a serious plan to make life more affordable. They are focused on fairness and building a better future for everyone. They are fighting for working people against elites and special interests. They are the only party that can stand up to Donald Trump, and they will restore stability and competence in uncertain global times. So I bring you back to Exhibit A, where this boomer, this is who he was. This is what he was doing. This is what he said.
When you say this situation, you mean with
Trump, tariffs, the world situation, the world order, everything's changed.
I mean, I just want to know that whoever gets elected is going to reach across the aisle and create some unity in this country, because I fear that 4 more years of a Liberal government is going to create radicalization of the...
Making Palestine, recognizing Palestine as a state? Huh? Is that the unity you're talking about, recognizing Palestine as a state? Hamas is a terrorist organization. Why would the Prime Minister of Canada recognize a terrorist? The government of Palestine is Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization. So the government of Canada is basically supporting terrorism in other countries, correct? Or did I get that wrong too? Did I get that wrong, audience, people? It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. Let's continue.
Right, much like we are faced with that, much like they have in the U.S. with MAGA. So I'm the all-important swing voter.
Are you here to support Mark Carney?
Absolutely.
And why would that be?
Because he's going to be our premier, our best premier ever.
You mean Prime Minister?
Prime Minister.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
You don't even know what he's going to be.
I think premier would be a demotion.
This is the
Are you
ignorance
Mark
of
Carney
the voters
supporters?
for the Liberal Party of Canada.
What are you so angry about?
If you are sleeping in a position like this, you are wrecking your body and your breathing. Obstructive sleep apnea.
This boomer's off his meds. Look.
I think Premier would be a demotion. Are you Mark Carney supporters? Hey.
Get away from me.
What? I think Premier would be a demotion. Are you Mark Carney supporters?
Get away.
Hey. Demotion. Are you Mark Carney supporters?
Get away.
Hey.
From me.
What are you so angry about? Hey.
Get away.
Hey. Hey.
Get away from me.
Motion. Are you Mark Carney supporters?
Get away.
Hey.
Get away from me.
What are you so angry about? Why is he so angry?
Crazy, right?
I was just asking if he was a Mark Carney supporter, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
How about yourself? You seem much nicer.
What is that?
Oh, we're an online news network, man.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not.
Mr. Poilievre's never had a job, so how do you ask him how he's handled his foreign business or previous business experience when he has none?
All right, then. Well, I could ask him that question, and I wonder what the answer would be. I'll look forward to hearing it. How about yourself, man?
Totally supporting Mark Carney. Very proud to be Canadian with him as our Prime Minister. Absolutely.
And when you say being proud to be a Canadian, why did Mark Carney last October, when he was the chair of...
recognize a terrorist organization as a state? You should be ashamed. But you're not, because you got that smug look on your face. Huh? Okay, let's go back to question period. Right? The Wild Wild West.
Immediately on the measures that will weaken our border to prevent the inflow of guns in the first place.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I and we have voted against policies that have given Canada a 130% increase in gun violence. And speaking of getting things through Parliament, he says seek to introduce. This government has been in place for 10 years.
Yep.
They have softened penalties for repeat offenders.
Yes.
That minister took
Open
the summer
drug
off
use on
and still has not introduced any criminal justice reforms to stop guns. We put forward a 3 strikes you're out law that would lock up the repeat violent offenders. Instead, they're spending $700 million of police resources going after licensed law-abiding people. Why?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, I have news for my friend on the other side of the House of Commons. If he believes that I haven't moved forward with legislative efforts this sitting when it comes to criminal justice reform, I would have invited him to have shown up for work on Friday last week where we did that very thing. Mr. Speaker, he should look forward this fall sitting to seeing 2 additional pieces of criminal legislative reform. One on bail and sentencing that will make sure violent repeat offenders are not walking amongst our streets, and a second that will protect those who are at risk of intimate partner violence or at risk of being victimized by sexual offenses. And when it comes to the summer, I was meeting with law enforcement and provincial counterparts. He was fighting for his job.
As the member knows, we cannot suggest that somebody was present or not in the House. I'm assuming he meant it in a very vague way, that it had something to do with, I don't know, something else. But I'll just give that warning to the member. L'honorable député de Saint-Jean.
The Honourable Member for Saint-Jean. Mr. Speaker, with its factum to the Supreme Court against Bill 21, Ottawa is basically bordering on conspiracy theory. By challenging state secularism, the Liberals are creating a slippery slope towards disaster scenarios such as banning places of worship. The Liberals even suggest that Quebec might reinstate slavery or executions. This speaks volumes about how Canadians view Quebec, Mr. Speaker. They say, don't give them too much parliamentary sovereignty. They're crazy enough to reestablish slavery. If the government wanted to tarnish Quebecers' reputation, it couldn't have done so better than through this factum. Will the government withdraw it? The Honourable Minister of Justice. Mr. Speaker, we are working towards the national interest. This matter is in the national interest, so the federal government must protect the Constitution. As the member knows full well, the Supreme Court of Canada is absolutely the right forum for this type of debate. The Honourable Member for Saint-Jean. Mr. Speaker, the federal government is attacking much more than secularism at the Supreme Court. They are also attacking Quebec's parliamentary sovereignty by amending the Constitution through the courts without debate. This is a power grab which goes against the purpose purpose itself of the notwithstanding clause, which is to protect democracy from judiciary governance. If the federal government wants to amend the Constitution, that should be debated in our parliaments and in the public space, not in court. Will the government withdraw its brief and stop using judges to undermine
debt and blocking anything that would help bring food prices to come down? After 10 years of Liberals, food prices have skyrocketed 40%. This Prime Minister said he'd be different, and he's right. He's even more expensive than Justin Trudeau was. He's doubling the deficit, racking up the federal debt, and blocking anything that would help bring food prices to come down. Liberal inflation is making food prices 75% over the bank's target. Why doesn't this Prime Minister just get out of the way so Conservatives can pass common sense legislation like the Canada Sovereignty Act and actually bring down the cost of groceries?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Financial Institutions.
Mr. Speaker, in the last election, Canadians had a clear choice between a leader that has economic and business experience versus a leader that has none. We are focused on affordability for Canadians, cutting taxes for 22 million Canadians. We are cutting the consumer carbon tax. We are cutting the GST for first-time home buyers. And we are going to build homes at a scale not seen since the Second World War. I ask the Conservatives to cut the rhetoric and get on board. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Calgary East.
10 years.
In the last election, Canadians were duped by a guy that's committing economic vandalism. This finance minister said he would bring down the cost of groceries Thanksgiving 2023. It's almost Thanksgiving 2025, and the cost of groceries has skyrocketed. It's like the cost of living crisis that they created, their solution to that is to spend even more than Trudeau did. Why doesn't this Prime Minister stop competing with Justin Trudeau for the most expensive Prime Minister in Canadian history and get out of the way so Conservatives can fix everything these guys broke?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Financial Institutions.
Mr. Speaker, this last summer we crossed the country, went from coast to coast to coast, and the message from Canadians was resoundingly clear. They want us to spend less and invest more in national projects, invest more in building our country, bringing down interprovincial trade barriers, working together, Mr. Speaker. We have a plan to build the strongest economy in the G7. That is exactly what we're going to do. I ask the Conservatives to stop the rhetoric and get on board.
The Honourable Member for Haldimand Norfolk.
10 years of Liberal rule, and what do Canadians have to show for it? Soaring food prices, food insecurity, 4 million visits to food banks in Toronto alone last year. A quarter of Canadian households cannot afford to put food on the table. That is 40% higher than the year before. So, when will this Prime Minister stop obstructing Parliament and introduce a budget that lowers food prices?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
You know, Mr. Speaker, when Canadians are facing a hard time, they want a government that will invest in them. And today, as the Canadian Building Trades Unions visit us in Ottawa, celebrating the investments in major projects that are going to create great paying jobs for tradespeople all across this country, with a government that's focused on making sure that we cut taxes for individuals, 22 million Canadians, when making sure that Canadians have what they need. Canadians chose well, and they chose this government, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Haldimand Norfolk.
No, ma'am.
Canadians want a government that will.
Let me say this, right? I voted Conservative, and I will continue to vote Conservative. The Canadians that voted for Liberals, they didn't choose well, because we're still in the same position that we were in under Justin Trudeau, but it's just under Mark Carney. They did a cosmetic surgery. They swapped out Justin Trudeau and put in Mark Carney. It's the same Liberal Party.
Deal with this affordability crisis. This crisis happened on their watch. This Prime Minister promised Canadians that they could judge him by the price of groceries. Well, the numbers are in. Apples are up 14%. Potatoes are up 16%. Canned food is up 26%. When will this Prime Minister stop obstructing Parliament and introduce a budget that will bring back food affordability to Canada?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
Well, Mr. Speaker, Canadians are intelligent, and they knew better than to place their vote with the opposition, with Conservatives that were threatening, indeed voting against everything that was making their lives more affordable, whether it was a school food and nutrition program, whether it was the Canada Dental Care Plan, whether it was investment in seniors, increasing supports for seniors, whether it was investments in infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, time and time again, Conservatives voted against these measures. Canadians saw with their eyes they could not count on Conservatives to protect them.
The honourable member for Parry Sound, Muskoka.
After 10 years of Liberals, experts are now warning of up to 100,000 job losses in the housing sector by 2027. Builders are laying off their trained staff, even though the Prime Minister promised to double housing construction. Housing starts have stalled completely in the GTA and the Lower Mainland, where the housing crisis is the worst. In Ajax, housing starts are down 100%. Builders are praising our common sense plan to remove the GST on all homes under $1.3 million, saying it will restart home building. So why doesn't the Prime Minister want home builders building homes?
Good question. The Honourable Minister for Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, to the member opposite, that's exactly why this government is committed to the most aggressive affordable housing program in our history. That's excellent. We need to focus on affordability. Canadians have spoken. Canadians have elected this government to deliver on affordability. With a tax cut, with a focus on affordable housing, we're seeing right out of the gate, Build Canada Homes focused on 4,000 homes in 6 cities across Canada, $1 billion into supportive housing, and 700 units of housing in Nunavut. We need to scale up. We expect their support.
It's all Truth on Earth said 500,000 Canadians are homeless. Immigrants
Mr. Speaker,
get rent
after
free.
10 years of this Liberal
Tax
government,
cuts for immigrants.
inflation is increasing. In fact, according to a Food Banks Canada report, 25.5% of households are struggling to put food on the table. We found out about a senior who has been working hard his whole life and can't even feed himself. I traveled through my riding this summer. I met hundreds of people, good people who work hard every day to put food on the table. Mr. Speaker, when will the Prime Minister stop obstructing Parliament and table a budget that will bring down food prices? The Honourable Government House Leader. Mr. Speaker, the member across the way knows full well that the budget will be tabled soon. We will be calling on his support for the budget. We have a plan to build Canada up, to create more job opportunities. We want to use our young people to succeed. We want to take advantage.
Check his wife out, too. It has an Adam's apple.
I heard that before.
Oh, yeah. Take a look at the pictures. Take a look at the pictures. Check his wife out, too. It has an Adam's apple. Check his wife out, too. It has an Adam's apple. Check his wife out, too. It has an Adam's apple.
I heard that before.
Isn't that crazy?
That's our teachable moment. We're not going to have a thief. We're not going to have a globalist. He hides all his money. All his money's in the Caribbean. All his money's in the Caribbean. We pay taxes. He doesn't pay taxes. No more Carney.
Right? The guy was outside with a microphone. He was outside with a microphone telling Liberal supporters the truth, or getting closer to the truth. And they still voted for the Liberal Party of Canada. They've been in power for the last 10 years, and their lives haven't gotten better. He's outside with a microphone telling them, and they still don't want to listen because they're on the wrong side of history. Thank you.
Yeah, freedom! No CC planned as Prime Minister of this country. That's our teachable moment. We're not going to have a thief. We're not going to have a globalist. He hides all his money. All his money's in the Caribbean.
And they didn't want to listen.
In the Caribbean. We pay taxes.
Look at all those Carney supporters. Where are they today? Where are they?
He's also under investigation in the U.S.
You want to know why your food and rent and there's soft on crime policies? Because these people vote for those policies. That's why. They vote for unchecked immigration. They vote for high cost of living. They voted for the high cost of living. They voted for Canadian youth not being able to find jobs. They voted for this. They literally voted for it. But you have to take a look. This is who these people are. They voted for it.
I trust this committee, tampering, facts.
It's so crazy.
Is it cheap?
I'm seeing what other videos we got. Hold on. Let's see if there's any other videos. Oh, I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the one here.
Well, folks, as you can see, there's a big contingent of Pierre Poilievre fans. Can you make the case for Mark Carney?
Oh, here we go.
So let's go.
Okay, this is the video I wanted to show you guys. So David Menzies, this was during the campaign. I want you to see how illusioned Mark Carney supporters are. I want you to see how illusioned Liberal supporters are. Okay? Because they're on common sense. They're not for common sense. They're you know, everything that makes sense, they're not for things that make sense. They're the opposite of the truth.
Go see who's who in the zoo and why they're supporting who they're supporting. Hey guys, how you doing? Can you make the case for Mark Carney for us?
Sorry, I'm not commenting. Yeah.
Oh,
not commenting. Yeah. I'm not commenting.
For us.
Sorry, I
the case for Mark Carney for us. The case for Mark Carney for us.
Sorry, I'm not commenting. Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing to brag about when it comes to Mark Carney, or? No? Okay then. How about yourself, sir? Can you make the case for Mark Carney?
I cannot comment.
No comment. You know, it's very interesting, isn't it, folks? These guys have giant Mark Carney posters. This one has a bullhorn. And I simply asked an objective question, make the case for Mark Carney, and the answer was no comment. They're kind of channeling Mark Carney when it comes to the independent media.
Okay, I want to try to see if I can find that full video. Hold on a second. I got to look for it.
Fans.
Okay, I found it. I had to really dig for that. Okay, here we go. Take a look at this video, right? Right? This is why he made Palestine. This is why Mark Carney recognized Palestine as a state. Remember Hamas, the terrorist organization? But anyway, here we go. Take a look at this. They're so illusion, it's not even funny.
But he was the economic advisor for Justin Trudeau these past.
Now, David Menzies went and asked an illegal immigrant, right? The elite, right? Because remember, Mark Carney's government, the Liberal government, has opened the borders for illegal immigration, for expired visas, over student, the scam of the student visa program. the fake refugee status. Like it's not just Conestoga, but making diploma mills. And he's going to answer the question with David Menzies. Look.
Past 5 years.
I am a Trudeau supporter too.
Well, folks, we're less than 50 minutes away from showtime. The debates are about jumbo. The amount of people that come to a jug meet saying, check out the fun. Okay, then, but I asked you what makes us fake, and you didn't give us an example.
I don't have to get into the long history of Rebel News and Ezra Levant and your fake news.
Yeah, so not exactly sold right out, standing room only, isn't it? Poor jug meat. You can also see conservative supporters. They're wearing hockey jersey style sweaters, and of course the people in the red holding Liberal and Mark Carney signs. And like so many skunks to the picnic, the pro-Hamas crowd is here chanting genocide. And yet again, another example of our failed multicultural system. Hey guys, how you doing? Can you make the case for Mark Carney for us?
Sorry, I'm not commenting. Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing to brag about when it comes to Mark Carney, or?
No. The answer is
then,
no.
how about yourself, sir?
The answer is no.
Can you make the case for Mark Carney?
Nope, you can't.
I cannot comment.
No comment. You know, it's very interesting, isn't it, folks? These guys have giant Mark Carney posters. This one has a bullhorn. And I simply asked an objective question, make the case for Mark Carney, and the answer was no comment. They're kind of channeling Mark Carney when it comes to the independent media. Well, folks, it's the Easter miracle. Mark Carney got out of his bus, and I think for 2 seconds, he smiled. He cracked a smile for his gaggle of supporters here. In any event, I'm kind of glad we don't have access in the driveway to Mr. Carney, because I'm...
What do you notice? His supporters are waving the Hamas flag, right? They're waving the Hamas flag. Why do you think Carney recognized Palestine as a state? That was part of what they voted for.
2 seconds, he smiled. He cracked a smile for his gaggle of supporters here. In any event, I'm kind of glad we don't have access in the driveway to Mr. Carney, because I'm pretty sure I saw Greg Dumachel as part of his personal protection. And everybody probably remembers back in January 2024 when cameraman Lincoln J and I tried to scrum Chrystia Freeland. Well, Uncle Fester, the Mounties, he didn't like that. Check it out.
Freeland, how come the IRGC is not a terrorist group? Why is your government supporting Islam?
Country really afford 4 years of Mark Carney? Can you make the case for Mark Carney? Years of Mark Carney. Can you make the case for Mark Carney?
I've been using BetterHelp since 2020 when I needed to find a therapist but couldn't leave my house. And in the process, I realized that BetterHelp actually...
They're NPCs. Tell them what to do. Tell them what to think. Tell them what to believe. Tell them what to do. Tell them where to go. Tell them what to think. They're a monolith. They're far leftists. They're radical far leftists. Look at this woman shaking her head because David Menzies asked her a logical question. Why is she supporting Mark Carney while she's there supporting Mark Carney? That's why she's there. And Look at her reaction.
Can you make the case for Mark Carney? She's bobbing her head like a pigeon. I don't know what that means. How about your... Can you make the case for Mark Carney? She's bobbing her head like a pigeon. I don't know what that means. How about yourself, sir? Can you make the case for Mark Carney?
They don't even know why they're voting for Mark Carney.
Yeah. Am I live?
You're alive?
Live.
Oh, no, not live.
Okay. Yeah. So Carney for Canada.
Okay. And why would that be, sir? Why do you support him?
The right person at the right time.
Okay, then. But he was the economic advisor for Justin Trudeau these past 5 years.
I am a Trudeau supporter too.
Okay, then. Are you better off today than you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
I came here within the last 5 years. It's okay. I'm where I was earlier.
Oh, so it's a neutral.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
then.
I'm neutral on that.
But, you know, Mark Carney is being promoted as sort of the new face of the Liberal Party, an agent for change, but he's been the economic advisor for 5 years, so how is that any different?
I know that. I believe he'll be different this time. I'm giving him another chance.
Okay, then. Really? What do you think about him moving Brookfield Asset Management from Toronto to New York last year?
I know all those things. I think it is any day better than not having your security clearance. So,
okay, then.
There are like, you have to choose the lesser evil, and I believe Carney is the lesser evil for now.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. So we got one comment about Carney.
Well, you obviously didn't choose